Well guys, it done happened today. That Tesla stock hit that $420 a share, baby. Yes, indeed, you heard me right. Tesla hit over $420 a share here today. That oh so magical number of 420 that all us Tesla shareholders that have been in the stock a little while, we remember that number, that 420 number. By the way, just looking here, as I'm doing this video about an hour or 2 hours before the market closes, it's just under 420 right now, $419.36. We'll see where the stock trades out for the remainder of the day. But that 420 is huge because that's back when Elon Musk did that tweet about, Tesla was going to go private at 420. It pretty much shocked the entire stock market. And that's still to this day been one of the most shocking things that I ever saw in the stock market. Like in the middle of the trading day, tweeting 420, going private, like that was crazy. And here we are not quite a year and a half later, and the stock is literally now at $420 a share on the public markets. And by the way, I think Elon Musk was just frustrated at that time. I think he didn't think like Tesla was getting enough respect in the public markets. I think short sellers were on his nerves. I think he was just mad about a lot, and then was just like got to a breaking point, and he ended up tweeting out in the middle of the trading day that they were going to go private for 420. It was a really bad decision, but I definitely understand the guy was extremely frustrated with the type of valuation Tesla was getting at that point in time, and all the great things they were doing, and just not being noticed. And on top of that, all the short seller attacks and whatnot, it must have been vicious for him, and I understand that, but that's the public markets for you. Sometimes your stock is not respected, and sometimes it's respected too much. It just depends on the situation. What did Elon Musk have to say about this today? He tweets out, "Whoa, the stock is so high." Oh gosh, I got a good chuckle out of me. And if you don't quite get that joke, I don't know what to tell you, okay? What is Montana Skeptic, the big short seller of Tesla stock? What does he have to say? Well, he's just tweeting out a ton of negative tweets about Tesla, as he always does. And then he's tweeting out the suicide prevention lifeline, okay? And Montana Skeptic, it's just money, okay? If you're mad about money or suicidal over money, you don't belong anywhere near the stock market. That's all I can say to you, okay? I know this because I've been through a lot when it comes to financially. I mean, I went from nothing to 200,000 before I was age 25 while I worked at a convenience store. I also lost $75,000 on margin. I also had the worst stock of my life, which was a stock called GoPro. I lost almost $40,000 on that stock. And so needless to say, I've seen money come and I've seen money go. I've had a lot of success and I had some failures, and it's just what happens, okay? I'm also the same guy that spent a few hours doing a YouTube video last year, and that one video ended up making me almost $50,000 in less than a year. I'm also the same guy that in the public account where every single trade is documented, we're up over $117,000 in paper profits, and we've already booked nearly $37,000 in profits in 2019. And so money comes, money goes. If you're in business, you're in investing, you just have to accept that. And sometimes you're going to screw up, sometimes you're going to make a mistake, sometimes you're going to get too greedy, depends on the situation, and sometimes you just didn't view things right, and that just is what it is. If you're suicidal over money, literally, if it's going bad or going too good for you and you get too emotional over it, you don't belong in this game. This is not a game for everybody out there, and I can promise you, if you get too emotional, where you get that dramatic over things, around money, this just isn't a game for you. Because I promise you, in business and investing, some things are going to go bad. You're going to make some big mistakes. You're going to make some screw ups, and at the end of the day, you just got to brush it off. You got to move on. And it is what it is. Okay, that's the bottom line there. Now, a lot of people are wondering, well, is this going to be it for Tesla stock? It hit this magical 420 number. Is now it going to go boom, 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 down, 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 down? That's what a lot of people are wondering now. At least shareholders that have bought in, earlier this year when it was in the low 200s or maybe the high hundreds, and they've kind of tracked the stock for a while and man, I doubled my money, made 70% of my money, 80%, just depends on where they bought at. And they're seeing the stock go up so much, and they remember what happened essentially last late winter into springtime. What ended up happening to Tesla stock? It was $325 a share, somewhere around there, entering 2019. And over the course of the next 5 or 6 months, the stock falls below $200. So people are wondering, okay, it's been on a crazy run. Maybe the same exact thing is going to happen again this year, where basically, because last year it did a huge run, okay? October, November, December, markets got really weak, markets got really rough. Tesla stock was going up and up and up. And then about as soon as January hit, the whole market started to actually do really well, and Tesla stock started to do really bad. And so some folks are wondering, okay, is this about to happen again? Are we about to be tricked again? Maybe I should just sell my shares now and maybe this happens again, maybe rebuy or something like that, okay? That's what some people are at least thinking or going through their heads out there. And that's what some people have already done with the stock. They've already sold it off at $380, $370, $390, $400 a share. Probably some sold today, thinking they'll be able to buy, in a few months from now, maybe it goes down to 300 again or 200 or something like that. So, but here's the different situation, okay? This year, you have a lot more to look forward to. The stock market's always thinking about, like, what do we have to look forward to here? And in Tesla's case, obviously, you got the Shanghai Gigafactory that's nearly fully built out, and that factory is ramping right now. And if you think back to last year, as you went into the springtime, and if you went into the short term, and Wall Street can get really caught up in the short term sometimes with some of these stocks and thinking, oh, everything's so great or everything's so bad. And if you think back to the spring, it was like, okay, wintertime they had record orders, and then all of a sudden they had a big drop off after the federal tax credit went down, right, in the US. And when that happened, essentially, you got a dry up in a lot of orders in the springtime, in the late winter. And so Wall Street ended up judging Tesla super heavy on that, and a lot of investors sold off the stock, a lot of traders sold off the stock, put a ton of selling pressure on the stock. And the next thing you know, a few months later, the stock was under $200 a share. Like, it just, kind of fell off a cliff in a matter of a snap of fingers. And so Wall Street really loves to look forward to something, and when it had nothing to look forward to, at least in the short term there, like no excitement was around Tesla at the end of the day. Unless you were somebody that was thinking about already like 2020, 2021 and future years past that. But now we have the Shanghai Gigafactory ramp. That should be into huge production starting in the springtime. And so that should make the numbers really, really interesting into the spring and into the summer, okay? And you know what else is coming in the summertime? Model Y will go into production in the summertime. So here we are. We have two huge bullish things just in the short term. Okay, once again, we're not even worrying about things that are coming in 2021, 2022. We're not going to talk about Cybertruck. We're not going to talk about robo-taxis. We're not talking about batteries. We're not talking about the, more and more solar deployments in 2020 and 2021. We're just thinking about the very, very short term, the 6 to 9 months, because that's what a lot of times Wall Street likes to look at, what's going on for the next 6 to 9 months, especially in a momentum-heavy name like Tesla. And if you're just looking at the next 6 to 9 months, it's really, really exciting because of the Shanghai Gigafactory ramping and continuing to ramp throughout the springtime into summer, and then Model Y comes directly after that. Plus, you have a lot of different software things Tesla's doing now. Just over the weekend, it got leaked that essentially Tesla now has an ability to raise your 0 to 60 time by a half a second, okay? By a half a second for a $2,000 upgrade. So a lot of people that have Model 3s are thinking, maybe I want to go ahead and do that. That might be worth $2,000. And these are the type of things that it costs a lot of upfront research and development dollars to develop something like that, a software package, but it's really essentially free after you've already developed it for Tesla, so a ton of that is going to go down the bottom line. And so over the next year or two, look for a lot more things like that to come down the line for Tesla, and that's going to benefit obviously the bottom line of Tesla in a massive, massive way over the future years, okay? Now, there's only one thing that really scares me, at least if you're thinking about like the short term and the stock price and those sorts of things, there's kind of only one thing that really scares me. And that is, basically last week on Financial Education 2, I put out this video. It's called, Is It Too Late to Buy Tesla Stock? When it was $380, now it's jumped another $30, $40 since then. And that was just in a week's time. But essentially, I did that video because I was getting so many questions from folks asking, is it too late to buy Tesla stock now? It has gone up so much. It has gone up so fast. Like, this was a stock, we were buying just, I don't know, probably 6 months ago or so for low 200s, if not below $200 a share. And now some people are looking at this and they're like, it's over 400 now? Is it too late to buy Tesla? And so what kind of does scare me about this is I'm seeing a lot of people that aren't even like true like Tesla believers. They don't even really necessarily believe in Tesla in a big way, but they're starting to jump on the bandwagon just because they look at it as a profit-making opportunity because they see the stock going up almost day after day after day. They see the Tesla chart just going to the moon, and now they're starting to jump on, and we're seeing this time and time again with a lot of folks who aren't really Tesla believers, but they see this as just like a dollar opportunity in short term. And they're like, maybe I could ride this up to $500. Maybe it goes to $600, and then maybe I can sell out and make a quick profit. That scares me a bit because those are going to be the people that ultimately, if the stock starts to have some volatility and starts going down short term, those will definitely be the ones that sell out. It'll put more selling pressure on a stock. The more selling pressure you have on a stock, the more selling pressure it creates. And the more the Wall Street algorithms start saying, let's sell the stock even heavier and heavier and heavier and things like that. So we'll have to see how that shakes out, but I definitely don't like the fact that I'm seeing people who aren't even necessarily that super bullish about Tesla stock and don't even really believe in it the way a lot of us believe in it for the long term. I hate seeing a lot of them starting to get in on this because I can just see that a lot of these individuals don't even really necessarily believe in Tesla. And a lot of these people talk crap about Tesla for a long time, but now they see Tesla stock going up and they're like, maybe I want to try to get in on this profit too. And that's kind of what frustrates me here. But at the same time, I respect if it's people getting in that really believe in the long-term opportunity for Tesla and the fact that they could maybe sell millions of cars a year and the fact that they could have an autonomous taxi network and things like that. If they really believe that and they're really like a true bull, I call it, I respect that. And I more than welcome them with open arms to the Tesla family, whether they want to buy it, $400 a share, $300, $500, doesn't matter. I welcome those type of people, but the people that scare me are these individuals out there that, man, they're not really about the mission. They're not really true believers of this company, but they're jumping in it because they think they can make quick money here, and that I'm definitely not a fan of. I enjoy Tesla stock probably even more when it was 200 and you had only the truest of true believers, rather than now it's over 400 and all of a sudden all these people are starting to come in. They're like, hey, what's going on over here with Tesla stock? Should I be buying that too? Maybe I'm gonna put $5,000 in that stock because look at the way it's going up. Those are the type of people I don't like, okay? Like Chief Keef said, all right? Thank you for watching and have a great day.